Today we are going to learn about VNet, availability zone, availability set, proximity group placement, and also we will create a virtual machine and take the IDP of the server. So let's start. First, let me tell you what is VNet. So VNet is virtual network. A VNet is your own private network in Azure, just like a network inside your office or home. You can consider. So it lets your Azure resources, VMs, which we are going to see, load balancer in upcoming lecture. So it lets each other talk. When creating a VNet, you choose the IP address, like example 10.16. It's a full IP range. Hope you guys are aware of private IP range, class A, class B, class C. If not, just Google it, private IP range. You will have an idea. These are the private IP range: 10, 10.0.0, 172.16.0, 192.168.0. It is known as class A, class B, class C. So this is the private IP range. So suppose you select this and you get some IPs. This become your network range, and in this you get a lot of IPs. Like suppose slash, if you select 16, so it becomes a whole network range of 65,000. I will show you in practical, and it is free, of course. It's not chargeable. And what is subnet? Suppose in this you get a large network of IPs and you want to divide it. You don't want to utilize 65,000 IPs at a time. You want it to divide it. So how will you divide? You will divide using subnetting. So that is why subnetting is necessary. But you don't have to do anything. It's all done from Azure end. So let's start directly by practical. Search your virtual network. Click on this virtual network. Click on create virtual network. Select your subscription, and here you have to select your resource group. So we have already a resource group, test RG day 1. So we are proceeding with that. Give it a name, test VNet. And suppose if I don't, if I want to use space, can I? No, it will give a error. So you can't use space in like while giving the virtual name or virtual network name. Click next. uh, First select Central India. It is selected by default, so we are proceeding with Central India. Click next. Here you have to do nothing. Click next. Here the main concept comes: IP address. Are you on the IP address page? So here, suppose let's keep it default 10.16.16, 10.0.0, and /16. So you get 65,000 of IPs. So if you want to add a range or subnet, first delete this. And if you want to add a subnet, how will you do that? You click here, add subnet. You give it a name, suppose test subnet. And IP address range is this 10, class A range we are using /16, plus here subnetting size. So what subnet we choose, that much IPs we get. Suppose if we select 29/29, so we get 8 IP address. If we select 26, we get 64 IP address. If we select 24/24 subnet, so we get 256 IP addresses. So click here. So we will not get 256 IP address. We will get only 251 IP address, because Azure reserves 5 IP address for its internal use, that I will explain later once this is done. So once you one yes, once you done here, you selected the subnet, you given a name, test subnet. Click add. Click next. If you want to give tag, you can add. It's optional, so I'm proceeding without it. After on this page, review and create. Check once everything looks good, so we should click on create, and it will create. here our VNet is, you will get a notification deployment succeeded successfully. So once our VNet is created, let me directly, so you will see test VNet like this. So I let me tell you, let me close this first. Okay. Azure reserves 5 IPs. So here the details I have mentioned in the PDF. Why Azure reserves IP address in every subnet? Azure keep 5 IP address in each subnet for its internal networking. Like our range was 10 class A, so subnet was 10.0.1.0. So first IP of 10 dot our range network address is reserved by Azure. Second IP Azure default gateway becomes third IP Azure reserved for its DNS. Fourth IP reserved by Azure for future use, and last IP is reserved by Azure also for broadcasting usually. So you get total IP of 251 usable IP addresses. Okay. So now search here virtual machine. Now we will see virtual machine. You can search here. Once you get it, click on virtual machine. So what is virtual machine? It's a like in Azure cloud we say Windows servers or Linux servers or Windows host machine like Windows 11 Pro. So you call it virtual machines. You get it in form of virtual machines. So servers are called as virtual machines. Click here create. Click on create virtual machine. Here you select your subscription. Select resource group. Test RG1, or you can create one. Give it a name, test VM. Select a range, Central India, and now here you see availability options. What is it? What is availability zone? What is mean? Why it is showing 3 zones? What we should do with this? So let's understand what is availability zone quickly. An availability zone is a physical separate data center inside a region. Like in a region, Azure has data centers. Data centers are known as zones. So like let's take a example of Central India, Pune. In India, Central India, Pune. So in Pune region, Azure has three zones. Three zones: zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, and these zones are independent. They are not dependent on each other. They are connected with each other, but they are independent. What do I say? uh, what do I mean by if I say independent? Independent means they have their separate power cooling network. So if one goes down, other is up, zone 3 is on. So suppose you have created 3 VMs and one server is down, so your second server will be up on second zone, third zone. So your business will never go down. So this is why zones are really helpful. So you can read it. I have written all the stuff here, also the same thing. So this is what availability zone means. Now also let me explain what is availability set. Also I have mentioned region. Those who don't know what is region, so region is a geographical area where Azure has data centers. Okay, like in India I have given example: Central India, Pune; South India, West India, Mumbai. So Azure has 3 regions in India: Pune, Chennai, Mumbai. Although I have mentioned these things on my first slide. So now let's come to availability set. What is availability set? An availability set protects your VM from hardware failure inside a data center, and it ensures VM are placed on different physical racks, fault domain, known as, see, in Azure cloud, racks are known as fault domain. What hope you are aware of rack. Rack is something it looks like this. Inside rack we keep our servers, hardware, switches, firewalls. So it's a space where you keep your things of like servers, switches, firewall, anything. So racks are known as fault domain. Fault domain means racks. So Azure has availability set. So in case you are deploying 3 VMs, okay, what if you deploy your VM get deployed in one rack only, and this rack fails, so your business will fail. Your business will face downtime. That's why availability set introduced. So availability sets do what? It separates it spreads your VM to different racks. Like VM1 will get deployed on fault domain 0, VM2 deployed on fault domain 1, VM3 deployed on fault domain 2. So this is how, if a rack fails, like this hardware fails, so your second will be up, third will be up, so your business will never go down. What is update domain? Update domain means, sorry, one moment. Update domain means a separate group to protect during plant maintenance. Like it's a separate group, which is like, which is a I clicked something. Just a moment. Yes. So separate. Yes, where I was, update domain. Yes. So update domain is a separate group. Like update domain means a group of VM that Azure updates or restart at the same time. So if you click on update, like if you select more update domains, so what will happen? If you have 3 Windows servers in VM availability set, so VM1, if Azure proceed with update domain 1, so update domain 2 will, like your second VM is on update domain 2, so it will keep it will stay up, and it will stay running, so you will not face any downtime, right? So this is what availability set is. So basically means availability zone means to protect from the data center failure, and availability set means protect from rack failure inside a rack. Understood? So let's one more thing is there, let me tell you that also. What is placement group? Now here comes a placement group. Placement group is used to keep Azure VM physically close to each other inside a data center. Suppose you created 3 VM, but they are you created in central India. So one VM got created in uh, zone 1, zone 2, like it's far away from another VM, so that creates latency. Like it's not that much latency, but to avoid that there are applications which are super sensitive. They don't You don't want your VMs to be too far. You want them to you want to keep them close. So that's why proximity placement group is important. You tell Azure that I want my VM close, so that's why proximity placement groups are introduced. So let's create first proximity placement groups. Search here proximity placement group. Proximity placement group. Yes. So on proximity placement group, click on create. Same process. Select your VM. Select your subscription. Select your resource group. Give it a name. Like I just want to give it a same name. Test proximity placement group. Select region. Sorry. As I told you, we can't use space while giving name. Yeah. So click next. Select central India. Then click next. This is optional, so you can ignore it. If you want to give tag, you can. It's optional. Click next. Create. So hope you all remember proximity placement group. What it does, it keeps our VM close. It helps us to pass our message to Azure that keep my all VM close to each other, which help us to reduce latency. Okay, now once this is done, we can see proximity placement group is in place. Now we will create availability set. So go here and search for availability set. Click on this availability set. Sorry, one moment. Yes. Now one moment. I think there is some internet issue. Click on create. Click on create availability set. Again you select your subscription resource group. We are keeping it test and give it a name. I'm going to give it same name. Test availability set. Zone is Central India. Here we can select up to 3 racks. 3 racks and make it 20 because we can't edit later, so make it 20. Fall down, update domain, then click next. Here you select proximity placement group, which we have selected. Test proximity placement group. Click next. If you want to give tag, I don't want to give tag, so I am proceeding without tag. Click on create. So we have deployed our availability set also. What is availability set? Availability set is nothing but it helps us to pass the message that keeps our VM in different tracks. So what we did till now, we created VNet, we created placement group, proximity placement group, we created availability set. With the help of availability set, we are saying that don't keep our all VMs on one rack, keep on different, spread it on different racks. By availability zone is, hope you got an idea, and availability zone is a physical, it's a separate region. Okay, so now let's go and create virtual machine. Again search for virtual machine and click here create virtual machine. Select resource group, as we are selecting the same resource group. Let's name it test VM Central India. Now select here our availability set. Select our availability set. Zone is Central India. Availability set is test availability set, what name we have given, and proximity group is proximity placement group is already attached with this, right? So now select here, let's search for Windows Server. In image you have to select the image, so let's select Windows Server 2025 Azure Edition, and then scroll down, and here we select Windows size. Let's see all sizes what we have. Minimize the most. Here you can see different sizes, different costs. Azure has already provided us the most used sizes here. Ideal for workload, do not need continuous full CPU and performance. And so let's see in B series what we have. As it is for the testing, so we would take less. Let's go with the two, this one. 2 core CPU, 8 GB RAM, 4 data, 4 GB ISM. It will cost 42. Is there any less one? What if we? I think it's literally costly a little bit. So let's see if we go with the, as it is for test. So we will go with this 24 because we want something to access. So select B2 ALS V2 because this is something like we are getting 2 core CPU, 4 GB RAM, and data is 40 plus. So select this and now give it a name. Let's say I give it a name cloud, and here I will give a password. No, actually it's small, so let me give another password. Yeah, this is done. Then leave it all as default. Make sure you have selected everything correctly. Now click next. This part is going to we are going to learn in upcoming lectures, so you don't have to do anything here. Click on next, networking. Once you reach on networking page, select our virtual network, VNet, test VNet. You select test VNet. Our test sub, make sure our test subnet is here. Test subnet, test VNet. Select whatever name you have given according to you, and public IP will be given by Azure to us. Public IP is which is routable on internet, through which we are going to take IP RDP of the server. So nothing we have to do here. Directly come on next, next, next. If you want to give tag, you can. I don't want to give tag. Click next. So everything was free, but VM is chargeable. So what we can do, we can delete it or we can stop it once our practical is done. So you don't get any extra charges. Click on create. It will take some time. Deployment is in process. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, if you are stuck in any practical, you can send me email on this ID, and I would be happy to assist you anytime with any questions. And if you have any suggestions also, you can give me. It's taking a little bit time. Let's see. Let's wait for the deployment. Just refresh it once. I don't know why it is taking so much time. It shouldn't be. Yeah, its deployment is done. So once it is deployed, you can click on go to resource. or you can directly search here virtual machine, and you will see your test VM here running. Location is Central India, subscription resource group, and operating system. So open your test VM, and once it is open, copy the public IP. Here you will see public IP, primary NIC public IP. Click on copy public IP, and from your system type RDP, remote desktop connection. Open it, and let's paste the IP which you have copied from here. Click on connect. You will be given with this prompt. Enter your username. My username was cloud. Password. Click on yes, and here you will get your access. Now this video is getting little bit lengthy, but you can take break in between. It is getting ready. So yeah, click on accept. So here we got our Windows Server 2025 Azure Edition. So this is how it works. This is how you can take the server and RDP of the server. If you guys are facing any problem while taking the RDP or anything, you can let me know on my email. I would happy to help you. So till now, click close, and for now just click on stop. Click on yes. So make sure your server is stopped, because then you will not get any charge. As you know, it is on the model of pay as you go, so it is like how much you use, that much you pay. So we have to save our credentials, sorry, save our credit. So for that it is good practice, once our practical is done, you can click on stop and charges will be stopped. Okay, so that's all for now. See you in the next lecture, and status is stopped. Okay, so bye, thank you so much.